Hi friends, good evening. This is Nurullah with you all. Today I would like to show you a couple of small tips in Microsoft Excel while you deal with the pivot table with extensive data in hand. I'm showing you on screen a dummy data, the one that you're seeing on screen. There is a data with records comprising of 2000 plus rows. It's a dummy data for me to be able to explain you on the couple of options that I'm going to show you on what it is about. Okay, with this dummy data, what I'm going to do now is first go here and make a kind of pivot table, in search. Okay, and let me put this in a different here, pivot table, and click OK. Okay, now there is a pivot table, right? Now what you are going to do is you are going to put the data of the total unit price here in the values. So the total unit price is coming 56,492.91, right? And you are putting the product name here, just for example, yeah. So it is a small summary of the total product specification plus their total unit price, sum of the total unit price. Just let us, for the sake of the visibility of numbers in a proper way, so let us just format the cells, put number, then use 1000 separator. So now it is very clean looking, the number format, home. Okay, now in this I will put some more items, for example, I'll put quantity also in here, not sum. I will put here, for example, summarize the values by count. I need the count of quantity, yeah, and the sum of unit price for this, yeah. For example, almond milk 18 number of quantity amounts to 228, whatever the currency it may be, yeah, just US dollars, let's assume for this example. Okay, now for example, you are doing some changes in the pivot table, and when you refresh, for example, go to the invoice and let's say select some data and change some data in a different number, yeah, different number, and go here, and when you refresh, right click and refresh, when you refresh, there is nothing happening here, but let's assume that you are already doing some kind of formatting in here, right? Some kind of formatting here in the way that you would like, with the column width and the row height in the way that you require, for example, like this, yeah. Let me a row height with a certain height in certain way that you would like the pivot to appear. See, when you do some changes here in the source data, let's say, and go back to the pivot and refresh, see, the column height and the row height and column width automatically comes back to the original shape. So whatever the hard efforts that you put on formatting the table with a certain font widths, all these things will get lost. For this not to do so, what you have to do, let me undo, Control Z. Now you did some formatting. What you have to do, right click, pivot table option. All right, here in the pivot table option, there is a couple of options in the last: auto fit column width on update, preserve cell formatting on update. Yeah, you have to uncheck. By default it is checked, so that whenever you make a changes and refresh, it will come back to its original column width. If you uncheck, all right, and now you make changes, for example, let's say you put some update, okay, and go here to the pivot table, right click, refresh. See, nothing happened. Whatever the format that you put out of your hard efforts, it will remain, because you are doing the formatting for some reason, for it to look better, look nice for the presentation to the management. So if you make any changes, if you refresh, you want the number to be updated in this pivot table, but not the format to change. That's why this is a very small but effective option for the extensive Excel users, especially for the ones who is using pivot tables. So what you have to do, again I'm explaining, right click pivot table option, and you have to uncheck these both option, auto fit column width on update, preserve self formatting on update. By default it is checked, you have to uncheck it and click OK. Another option, handy option that I would like to explain is, for example, in this raw data, there is a quantity, unit price and total, right? So for example, in the unit price, or let's say in the total, you want to see the slab. Now, if you see, for example, the minimum total price out of the overall data set is $4 US. If you see the maximum, MAX maximum, I think there is something. Okay, let me go here, select all. So minimum is 4, maximum is $54,545 US, and you want to see the overall range between $4 and $54,000 and their count. You want to see the count, visualize the count for the total price. Normally what you have to do, a workaround to do this, you have to include a column, additional column here, a kind of helper cell column, and you need to do an if function to try to write an if function with this total number, whatever falls between 4 and 1000, 1000 and 2000 and 2000, with the slabs. But without you having to do this, there is a simple function in the pivot which automatically does what you need in this regard. For example, this is the pivot table, and for example, total, you are pulling in the values, the sum of total, whatever, let me put the format cells, and let me put the number, and let me put here separator, click OK. See 1.4 million, right? And you are putting the same total in here in the rows as well. In the rows you are putting this, for you to put this, there sounds to be no meaning actually why you need to put here, but there is a reason. I'll tell you why. Go here, and right click, and there is a group option here, right? Click group, and it will ask you the input from your side. What is the starting value? Let's say 4. This is because, as I showed you, the minimum value is 4, the maximum value is 54,500. Let's say it's 54,600, and you want the interval, the slab interval value, let's say for example not 10,000, let's say 5,000. Click OK. Now see, it will give you a simple slab of the price, total price level with the slab. Here there is no need for you want to know the count actually, so summarize values by count. So with this pivot you are simply seeing what is the total price slab level in a bird's eye view, in a nutshell. So the between $4 and $5,000, 2,133 entries. 5,000 to 10,000, 15. 10,000, 15,000, 4. 15 to 22, 50 to 55, 1. This gives a bird's eye view. So this group function is built in within the pivot table. These are all unused function, seldom we use. This is not used often. So we need to explore in this kind of option one by one, for you to be best use of the pivot table options, for you not to do any additional work. See, in Microsoft Excel, knowing the function or formula will not be of any use. When to use, what to use, and how to use will absolutely and entirely change the way that you use Excel, which will make you very effective and efficient on Excel, which will save your time and give you a brilliant outcome of making such kind of summaries, dashboards, and these kind of stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let's meet in another interesting video. Have a fantastic evening ahead.